8 things are making your home look cluttered right now. I guarantee at least 3 of them are in your space. Hi guys, I am Nina, interior designer, and if you're new here, welcome. Every week, I share honest, practical design advice on Sundays, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you get a notification weekly. Okay, so this is the one everyone is guilty of, myself included, and it is genuinely the easiest thing to fix, and it has a huge impact on your space. So let's talk about the ones that are easy to change and will have highest impact. Now, a sofa looks great with minimal pillows. And what most of us end up doing is we keep adding pillows as time progresses. And the more we find, the more we just add. And none of that looks good. Slowly, the sofa stops being somewhere to sit on and becomes somewhere you put all your pillows on. And what I always tell clients is edit down to the ones you absolutely love, not the ones you have just collected over time. Stick to one main size. Right now, I'm recommending a lumbar size, which is a rectangular size, and mixing it in with perhaps round pillows or neck rolls, something that's different and not too many patterns. So if you have a smaller sofa, again, fewer pillows actually make the sofa read as larger. Have 2 incredible, comfortable pillows will look 10 times better than 5. All right, number 2. And this one is specifically for the bedroom. I really believe the bedroom should be a proper retreat, a sanctuary, where nothing breaks that faster than a laundry bag sitting in the corner of the room or a laundry eyesore. So what it needs is a real home, not just a spot. A linen hamper that actually fits inside the wardrobe, a hamper with a lid that closes and blends in, or if you're renovating, a built-in pull-out is one of those things that sounds small, but changes the entire energy of the room. It doesn't need to disappear completely. It just cannot be the first thing that your eye lands on when you walk into the room. For smaller spaces, a slim wicker hamper tucked beside the wardrobe works really well, or even a linen bag hung on the other side of a wardrobe door, or somewhere in your bathroom. Let's try and keep the sight line free and the room not filled with visual clutter. Now, moving to number 3, and this one I see in almost every entryway. A shoe rack in an entryway is basically a sign that the storage didn't quite work. It is a workaround, not a real solution, and it reads as clutter no matter how neatly everything is lined up. Many of us have no shoe rules in our homes. I certainly do, unless I'm filming YouTube and my shoes are on, but trust me, we do not wear shoes, and we have very specific place where we put our shoes. So what you want instead is a closed system, a bench with internal storage, a cabinet with doors, a wardrobe by the entry that actually contains everything. If you are renting and cannot install anything permanent, a lidded trunk or a closed wicker cabinet does exactly the same thing. For smaller entryways, a wall-mounted shoe cabinet is genuinely underrated, and it sits completely flat against the wall, holds more than it looks like it should, and nothing is visible from the rest of your area. Number 4 is one people never think to blame, but it is doing so much damage. This one is so common and it is so easy to overlook because the stuff inside is technically organized, but different shapes, different materials, different heights sitting next to each other on a shelf. Even when everything inside is sorted, the outside still reads as chaos. The fix is just committing to one system, and it does not have to cost a lot. Matching boxes in one material and one color family. The second everything speaks the same language, the shelf stops drawing attention and just becomes part of the room. I love having matching wicker baskets in a room, especially if you have small children. When I had small children, all their toys were in the same baskets that were lined against the wall, and everything looked so edited, it looked so good, even though inside was a plethora of junky toys. For smaller spaces especially, clear matching containers are also great because you can see exactly what is inside without pulling everything out, which matters a lot when storage is working overtime. Before we get to tip number 5, I want to talk about something because it connects directly to what we have been going through. One of the most overlooked sources of clutter in any bathroom is the countertop, and a huge part of that is the toothbrush. chunky plastic base, charging cable trailing across the sink. It throws off even the nicest bathroom setup, and most of us have just accepted it. And lucky for us, today's video is actually sponsored by Surrey, and I genuinely mean it when I say this changed things for me. I travel constantly, I'm always between cities and projects, and one of my biggest frustrations used to be packing an electric toothbrush. The bulky charger, the plastic case, the whole thing, and I, as you guys can see, take very good care of my teeth, and Surrey solved all of it. There's nothing I hate more than seeing cables with a toothbrush. It's just terrible. So the body is a slim aluminum, and it charges once and lasts over a month. So I'm not hunting for a plug every few days. I'm not packing a charger at all. That alone was enough to sell me. I mean, the fact that it's UV sanitized is so important for me, knowing that when you flush the toilet, guys, particles fly. At home, it lives on the mirror with the magnetic mount, completely off the counter. No base, no cable, nothing sitting next to the sink. My bathroom counter looks so much cleaner, and I didn't change anything else. Once you switch, you will generally not go back. So let's use my code Nina15 at checkout for 15% off. And the link is below. Okay, number 5. This one is not really about the curtains at all. It's about where they are hung. So when curtains sit just above the window frame, the ceiling feels lower. We've talked about this many times. The wall feels shorter and the whole room feels more compressed than it actually is. It is one of the most common mistakes I see, and it is completely invisible until you know what you are looking for. The fix is really simple. Hang the rod as close to the ceiling as you can and let the curtains fall all the way to the floor. That one change makes the walls feel taller, the window feel larger, and the room feels so much more intentional without touching anything else. For smaller rooms, this makes even more of a difference. Ceiling height curtains are one of the most affordable ways to make a small space feel significantly bigger, and I would always prioritize this before anything else. Number 6, and this is specifically for anyone with a kitchen. This one is so easy to miss because it is above eye level and we genuinely stop seeing it after a while, but the eye still picks it up, and it draws attention right to the highest and least finished part of the kitchen. Cookbooks, baskets, random objects, boxes that never found a real home. They gather dust and they make the ceiling feel lower than it actually is. My advice is to clear it completely. If the gap between the cabinet and the ceiling feels too exposed, to leave it empty, consider extending cabinetry all the way to the ceiling, or a continuous shelf with matching lidded baskets so that the top line has somewhere clean to stop. For smaller kitchens, closed cabinetry all the way to the ceiling is actually a really smart move. You gain storage and lose the visual noise at the same time. Now, quickly before we get to tip 7, if you have been watching this and thinking you would love someone to actually look at your space and tell you what they see, I just launched the Good Eye Society, my new membership community. And this is one of the best things that I have actually done in my career. I'm dead serious. Every week I open up real projects and walk through the actual decisions I made, where I spent, where I saved, and why. Members also submit their own rooms and get a direct, honest read on what is working and what is not. Make sure to lock in the founding rate while it is still available, and the link is in the description section. This is a community of like-minded people. We're going to get together every week. I will be on a call with all of you guys every week, and we are going to have the best time. In fact, we're even going to have some meetups. Why not? So for those of you that live around the Los Angeles area, that could be a solution, but regardless, you're all encouraged to join a community that is going to really help you make the design decisions that you are grappling with, and also have other people in the community help and weigh in, and we could all be of help to one another. Number 7, and I feel this one is going to hit close to home for a lot of you. It doesn't matter how beautiful the rest of the room is, a bundle of cords hanging behind the TV or trailing across the console will undermine all of it. The fix depends on your setup. If the TV is wall mounted, an in-wall cable kit is about an hour of work and costs very little. It is on a unit, a cable management box, or a console with built-in cable routing keeps everything hidden at the back. Even just gathering the cords with a sleeve and running them down one side makes a noticeable difference. For smaller rooms where the TV is doing a lot of visual work in a compact space, this is especially worth sorting. A clean wall behind the TV makes the whole room feel so much more elevated, so much more considered and less like a dormitory. So finally, I'm going to bring up my 8th and last tip, and genuinely the one that makes the biggest difference when you get it right. And I save this one for last because you guys know I love saving good things for the end. For those of you that were kind enough to watch all the way to the end, please make sure and give this video a thumbs up, or let us know which of these 8 tips really was life-changing or helped you in some way. Floating shelves. Now, floating shelves look cluttered not because there's too much of them, but because they were never edited. Every inch filled objects pushed right to the front edge, nothing given any room to breathe. The shelf becomes background noise when it should be one of the most intentional moments in the room. The fix is to take everything off and only put back half. Genuinely half, guys, not all of it. So group things in 3s, vary the height within each group. You know the triangular rule, small, medium, low, and leave real negative space between the groups. Even one empty patch of a shelf makes everything look so deliberate and so chic. And for smaller spaces where the shelves are doing real storage work, the answer is still not to fill them more efficiently. It is to be honest about what actually deserves to be seen. Remember, you can always swap out things that you love. You don't always have to have everything you love always on display. 8 things, none of them require renovation, and most of them are fixable this weekend. The difference between a home that feels cluttered and one that feels really considered is almost never about how much you own, how much you spend. It's about whether the things you have actually have a proper place. Now, YouTube thinks you are really gonna like these videos, so keep watching.